everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Thursday, May 17th, 2018. Now what we've got going on today is the moon hanging out right here at the beginning of the day at in the last degrees of Gemini. So early this morning, we're still communicating, thinking, talking. That's what goes on a lot with the moon in Gemini. Also with the moon in Gemini rules short trips around town, your siblings, working within your community. Okay, so that's kind of what the focus is early this morning. At 11 a.m. Mountain Time, the moon, as it moves through Gemini, comes over a conjunction here with Venus. When the moon comes over a conjunction at Venus at 11 a.m., that can make us very communicative. Moon in Gemini, about relationships, Venus, about money, Venus, communicative either about people or with other people, as well with Venus about the things that we value, about the things that are important to us coming in, all right? So I think that's what's going on. We start the day, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, just talking about what's going on, what's important to us, money, with other people, about other people, being a big focus, okay? I don't really see it being a bad thing at this time, although there could be some things that could come in a little bit later in the day, all right? After that happens, quite a few hours later, 4 p.m. Mountain Time, the moon, after it comes off this conjunction, then leaves Gemini and enters Cancer. And when the moon enters Cancer at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, what that brings more of our attention to is our feelings, our emotions, to nurturing ourselves emotionally. Also brings our attention with Cancer to home and to family, what's going on with our home life, as well as to the foundation our life is built on. Perhaps there was a lot of thinking and communicating that we were doing the past few days, and especially early today, about relationships and about money. And I think what starts to come in at 4 p.m. is we start to try to process some of the information that we gathered earlier while the moon was in Gemini. And we try to process this information emotionally. Now that we've gotten more information about what's going on, talk to a few people to get some feedback, the moon in Cancer at 4 p.m. then asks us to become more internal, to process this information emotionally, to figure out how we feel, to get comfortable with some of the things that then came up earlier, all right, coming in at 4 p.m. and to figure out how we can start to build a foundation in our life that can take into account some of this information that came up, all right? At the same time, the moon moves into Cancer. It then makes a sextile over here to Uranus, which just moved into Taurus. All right, you know I do like sextiles. So this again could bring, I want to say, some kind of unexpected insight, some unexpected event. I think that will be very positive here to help you figure out how you can build more stability into your life, be more comfortable with your life, feel much better emotionally. Going on. So I do like that happens there. You know, Taurus and Cancer are an interesting sextile that I haven't had to talk much about lately. But Taurus is all about stability, possessions, confidence, and Cancer is all about feeling nurtured. And so this is why Cancer and Taurus like each other, because Cancer likes to know that its home is going to be taken care of, that it's going to have the money to support itself, to support its home and family that can come in, okay? And so I think there could be some insights that do come in here, excuse me, around 4 p.m. Mountain Time that help you to process emotionally some information that came up with relationships and money the past few days, and to get some insights on how we can feel more confident, more stable, more secure with what is now going on, with what we've now realized, okay? The challenge comes in about an hour or two after, because after the moon makes this sextile to Chiron, it then is going to make a square over here to, sorry, after the moon makes a sextile to Uranus, it's then going to make a square to Chiron in Aries. And what the square to Chiron in Aries around 5 p.m. Mountain Time could bring are, again, some uncomfortable feelings. I think what we're trying to do here with the moon and a sextile to Uranus is get more comfortable with our life, find more stability with all this crazy stuff that's been going on lately, to start to get comfortable with our new normal, with our new life that we've been trying to change our life to be for the past few months. coming in. And I think what that then makes hard with the square to Chiron is that it then becomes hard for us to have the passion that we want, to do the things that we want, because maybe doing things that we want, especially at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, is going to upset the comfort, the stability, the confidence that we're trying to build into our life in some way. Okay, and I think there could be a little bit of a conflict that might come in, more of an internal conflict at 5 p.m. Mountain Time, where we want to feel good about our life. We want to feel confident with some of the information that's come up, to process it emotionally, but maybe finding this confidence, trying to get comfortable with everything that's come in, is requiring us to take a little bit of a back seat, so that we maybe can't do the things that we want to do, to maybe push the brakes on making things happen in the ways that we want, so that we can start to feel better on the inside. Okay? Yeah. I hope that makes sense. Especially with this moon in a square with Chiron. Venus is going to come in a square with Chiron too, and Chiron is in a Mars ruled sign, and Mars is going to be on the south node. So it's definitely, we're not coming into a good time here to initiate things, to plan, to act, to do. A lot of that should have already been done. Okay, Venus now is leading the pack. You know, Venus is ahead of all the other slow moving planets that are coming in. Venus is ahead of the Sun, of Mercury, of Mars, you know? So it's like, now is not a time to be too pushy. It's not a time to be aggressive. It's not a time to be assertive. It's a time to reap the rewards of some of the other work that you've done earlier. or to, you know, because sometimes Uranus can bring big upsets too, to realize some of the effort you put in earlier isn't working, and to then do things differently. Not even to do things differently, but then to receive the results of the work that you put in, and to adjust things accordingly. Okay, but the message I see with this chart is not pushing. It's not like, oh, well, this didn't work for me, so now I have to work extra hard to get this. It's like, no. Like, you should have done all the work beforehand to get what you needed. Now it's just a matter of receiving and going where doors will open for you. If there are some doors that are closing, it's a matter of just gently tapping other doors to see what will come for you with Venus here, and to feeling things out with your heart being more important increasingly over the next few months. All right, especially someone pointed out too on Facebook that I thought was really insightful. All of the slow moving planets as well are in feminine signs. In astrology, your water signs and your earth signs are feminine coming in, and we've got Saturn and Capricorn and earth sign feminine, Pluto and Capricorn and earth sign feminine. Okay, we've got Neptune, Pisces, water, feminine. Okay, we've got Chiron in a masculine sign, and Chiron is not a good thing to have, because Chiron causes pain in a masculine sign. So some things with masculinity, initiating, doing things, could not feel so good. Then we've got a bunch of planets here in Taurus, a feminine sign. The only thing right now that's in a masculine sign other than Chiron is Mars in the South Node, and the South Node is also not good. So there's a lot of things with like masculine energy that's not going quite according to plan at the moment, and needing to push the brakes. Stop pushing so hard to get things. That should have already been done. Now it's a time of receiving and of going where the doors open for you. If there's a door you've been trying to open for weeks, for years, and it's not opening for you, stop trying to go there. Okay, and go somewhere else that wants you more. Okay, I think that's definitely what I'm sensing, and I think that's the hard thing here, is because we're trying to get comfortable with our life. We're trying to feel better emotionally coming in, and us feeling emotionally is hard because it's hard for us to do what we want. Because doing what we want, doing things, initiating, is going to upset the balance in our lives. It's going to upset the emotional comfort that we're trying to build in. And I think that might be a little bit of a hard pill to swallow for some of us coming in here, is that maybe there are some things we left undone. Maybe there are still some things we want to do we wish we did. We have some things we wanted to do we wish happened but didn't happen, that could come in here. And I think this placement is saying, look, you gotta cool it on that. If there's something you want to happen that did not happen, you gotta let that go for the time being. Maybe you can pick it up a few months and years from now, but you have to let that go, okay, for the time being. All right, in order for you to start to feel much better about your life, more comfortable, to finally start to build a home, build a foundation, build some stability in your life, when we have not had that 4 months. All right, so that's a big message that I'm getting here from this chart. All right, after that happens, this actually isn't going to happen until tomorrow. Now I'm into tomorrow at 3 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay, then the moon, I don't even know if I want to go into this since I just got so fired up about that alignment. But tomorrow at 3 a.m. The moon, you know what? I'm just not going to talk about it. I'm not, because I'm a little fired up after that. And I think that was a strong message. So I'm going to talk about tomorrow when tomorrow comes. What I'll do now is I'll talk about some stuff in the background. Well, we've got Uranus again in Taurus, and a square with Mars in Aquarius. Uranus and Taurus here. Uranus does not like being in Taurus, okay? Coming in, because it brings major instability in an area that likes stability. And Uranus and Taurus could be bringing us down to reality. What's working in your life and what's not. Uranus is going to reveal your weak spots financially. When your limitations, what gifts and skills and talents do you or do you not have? Okay, I think that's a big thing that's coming in here with Uranus telling you gotta look realistically at things in Taurus. You gotta assess the situation practically. What do you have? What do you need? All right, and I think as a result of us realizing what we do have and what we don't have at our disposal is maybe causing us here with the square to Mars to have to change where we saw our life going, change our vision of the future. Maybe we wanted our life to be one thing, but now, especially after all these planets are past Pluto, and especially once Jupiter leaves Scorpio in the next few months, the cement is starting to come in. It's starting to get a lot harder to change our life, okay? And I think because of that, because we're starting to have our options narrowed in life, because we're starting to have to focus on a path and move forward on it, we may have to change some dreams, some goals, some ambitions of ours, and some groups of people that we associated with in order to now support this stability, to build this like foundation in our life moving forward. Okay, and I think that's what the square to Mars is starting to say now as it moves into Aquarius. There are things you can and cannot do right now in your life. You need to find stability, you need to narrow things down, and as a result of that, you may have to let go of some old dreams to let some new ones in and envision a different future now that we're starting to get some clarity and some kind of more information on where we need to go next. Okay. Yeah, so I see that if you can make the adjustment here to see your life differently, even if you don't want to with the square, I think it is going to help you with the sextile to Chiron to start to feel better about yourself. Maybe if you do not feel good in this energy, it's because you're stuck in an old life, you're stuck in an old vision that is not meant for you, that will not come to pass, and needing to adjust where you thought your life was going before you can finally start to feel like, okay, maybe I'm okay, maybe I can do this thing, do this new, I couldn't do this other thing, but maybe now that I've changed some goals and dreams, I feel much better because this is more realistic for me, this is more doable at the time, so that could be what's happening there. Okay, we also do have Mercury at this time in a trine with Saturn too. So we're adjusting our perspective of where it is we saw our life going. And Mercury trine Saturn is saying you got to commit to it. You got to commit to this vision of your future that you are now seeing differently. Whatever's coming in your life, I've been telling you this. I hope you all have seen me tell you these day after day in my videos that more stability was gonna come. You needed to stop changing your life so much and build the stability in, and we're here. Okay, there's still some changes you can make while Jupiter's in Scorpio, okay, but it's gonna be ending in the next few months. All right, and I think what the Mercury in a trine with Saturn is saying, you have to think seriously now about your life. You have to commit to something. You have to build on it here, and you have to see your life differently and then commit to doing that and moving forward in that direction, which I think will help resolve perhaps some of the other conflicts. Okay, Mercury as well in a square with the node saying in order for you to be happy, communication about your talents, about your confidence, about your money, and how you can start to commit to using your resources in the right way, to moving forward on your life in a more stable and secure way, being key now to bringing more of the happiness in. All right, Jupiter as well coming into a trine with Neptune too, saying anything you can do here to address some deep uncomfortable feelings and to process and make sense of some changes in the past, to do them better now, I think is going to help you find more of that peace on the inside. Okay, so that's what's going on there. And then Venus, not quite yet, but is slowly about to move into Cancer in the next few days, which is going to bring more about, less about communicating with relationships and more about trying to get comfortable with the relationships in our life that we have, to get comfortable with our financial situation and with our money. Venus, as it moves into Cancer, though, is going to sextile Uranus, which the moon just did today, and square Chiron. So again, us figuring out how to be comfortable with our relationships and our money situation, I think, is going to help us here build more stability into our life, be more confident, but may not be the best to help us move forward to do the things that it is that we want. All right, coming in. I'm just getting in a very, very big way here. Stability is needed. Calming things down, paying attention to private matters, paying attention to what's going on inside, being important, and you may have to sacrifice some of your passion. You may have to sacrifice some of your vision in order to do that. All right, let's just hope that we had enough passion that we kindled the past few years while Saturn was in Sagittarius to sustain us throughout this time. All right. I'll leave that there. I don't know how I got so fired up. I don't know how this happened. But hopefully that was a fun ride, this video. Your card. Oh man. Wow, I love it. You know, it's always funny. I feel like I always pull cards that could definitely kind of represent what I was saying. This is the Devil reversed. This is saying, this card especially, I feel like when it's upright, some attachments to things you have to let go. You need to let go. There are some things, you know, we are ending an 8-year cycle. We've ended so many cycles. Chiron moved into Aries this year. Saturn left Sagittarius. Uranus left Aries. These are huge cycles coming to an end. Uranus, you're ending an 8-year cycle. You need to let go of, if anything is leaving your life, if there's something you wanted that is not meant for you, you have to let it go with this card. Stop holding on to things that are not meant for you. The things you're holding on to may not even be good for you. They may not even be right for you. They may not even be good things. Like, there could be better things that await you. And I think this card is saying you got to let things go. Your attachment to old people, places, money, financial situations, businesses, passion projects. Okay, there are new things out there that are better for you, that are coming if you just let the old junk that no longer serves you go. We're done. We're done. We're ending a whole bunch of cycles here, coming into a new one. It is time to embrace the new things that come before you and to make the new the best it can be, to make what you have right now at your disposal the best it can be, no matter what experience you found yourself in. All right, so that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.